So tell me what you hope to accomplish with this union. First, in terms of numbers, what percentage of the Google and Alphabet workforce do you think you can get to sign on?
I think that's a really great question. Concrete numbers are hard to say at this point. My hope is that we're able to get the support of a large portion of the company. I think the thing that's important to keep in mind is that even if we don't get a majority anytime soon, workers coming together and forming an organization, paying dues, and really setting up resources for them to organize and, fight for demands and change the company is still important and valuable and has great potential for success, even if it isn't already having like 51% of the company on board.
How important is it to you to be seen by management as a partner here? Because some of the language that you've used thus far, certainly in this op-ed, is aggressive toward Google management and you are very critical of some of the moves that they've taken thus far. And also, you say that the company itself, that there's some fundamental problems with it. So what is your approach going to be? I imagine that's important to some employees who might feel like they want change, but perhaps they don't want to be in the face of management quite so aggressively.
Yeah, that's a great question. And, I really want to stress that this union is meant to be a democratic and open organization where any employee at the company can join and really use to further whatever cause or issue that they're facing. I think some of the language in the op-ed really comes from the history of organizing at Google, which has really been about some of these really critical issues around sexual harassment or transparency around who our work is being used for. But that isn't to say that those are the only issues we're fighting for. I think the most important thing is that this is an organization for all workers, and we want to work with everybody that's interested in fighting to make Alphabet a better company.
Parul, I think it's interesting that there has been a history at Google of employees putting pressure on the organization and it really affecting change. The walkout of thousands of Google employees was a perfect example of that. Considering that there has been change affected by employees in the past, why is it so important to try to grow your group of 200 and to do this through an actual union as opposed to through other measures?
That's a fantastic question. And you said it yourself, right? There are all these other examples of workers coming together and really successfully mobilizing tens of thousands of people and demanding change. One of the trends that we do see is that these mobilizations depend on these moments, these singular, spontaneous moments where workers are able to come together. And sustaining that kind of energy in the long term has been really difficult. The walkout, for example, made 6 really broad demands, and only one of them has actually been realized so far, which is through the End Forced Arbitration campaign. Our hope is that through a union and through the structure and the resources that that's able to provide us and the skills that really, hundreds of years worth of labor organizing has generated, will give us a way to keep this fight up for years to come and fight more sustainably and really win even bigger demands.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.